I'm doing good as well.
Awesome.
Revati runs our programs in Bangalore, in India.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, she's excellent at coaching and sort of, women who are like, when we come back from work, we lack confidence, no? So that way she's like very good at uplifting us.
Oh, nice. Good
Thanks.
on you, Revati, for doing such amazing work. I mean, uplifting people is
Sorry,
so hard.
1 minute we will go in live.
Okay.
Just change, yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
thanks for that, D. I think Divya, D, is it?
Divya, call me Divya here.
Yeah, Divya, awesome. Nice meeting you, yeah?
Nice
All the
meeting
best.
you.
All the
Thank
best,
you.
team. I'll just change the background.
Hello, everyone. We'll wait for a few more minutes.
Hey, hi, Pallavi. There are two Pallavis.
Hi.
Hey, hi.
Hi.
Good morning. Please keep your videos on. You know the protocol.
Yeah, it will be nice to see your
Yeah.
faces. Keep your videos on.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. How are you? People who are joining you, can you please keep your videos on? It will be nice to see your faces.
Hi, I just want to join back with my laptop, my phone. I just set my laptop. Okay,
Sure, sure.
I'll come back again.
We'll start in 2 minutes. We'll just wait for the rest of them to join. Okay, let's start. Surya. Hello, everyone. I'm Shilpa Sri Jagannathan. I'm the community manager for the Next Innings, and it's my pleasure to welcome you all to this webinar. Let's talk career. Today, we are thrilled to have with us Divya Nagavara. Divya, could you just wave your hand when I mention your name so that they know you are Divya? So that's Divya. She's a distinguished product manager at Scotiabank. She brings a wealth of knowledge and experience in career development and product management. This session is designed to provide you with valuable insights and practical advice for your career journey. We encourage you to actively participate, ask questions, and engage in this enriching experience. Thank you for joining us. And before we start, I would like to start with land acknowledgements. We acknowledge that the Next Innings is situated upon traditional territories. These lands are part of the treaty lands and territory of Mississaugas of Credit. Were also the traditional territory of Huron-Wendat and the Anishinaabe and the Haudenosaunee peoples. We recognize and deeply appreciate their historic connection to this place. We also acknowledge the enduring presence and resilience of indigenous peoples in this area. Thank you so much. I'm going to introduce Divya and hand over the session to her. As mentioned, Divya is a seasoned product manager with 15 years of experience, not just in Canada, but also in Australia and India. Holding an advanced product management certification from Product Faculty, a CSPO certification, and a Bachelor of Engineering degree in Information Science, she has excelled in roles across diverse sectors. At Scotiabank, she has significantly enhanced digital product onboarding, reducing customer onboarding time, and implementing an OKR framework. Her tenure at Hudson's Bay saw her improve product discovery and engagement for the website. While at NSW state government in Australia, she successfully launched a product for license management. Beyond her professional achievements, Divya actively contributes to tech, community, and sports scenes, organizing various meetups in Australia and Canada. Without further ado, I hand over the session to Divya. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Shilpa. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. Appreciate it. And good morning, everyone. Just hoping everybody is logging in from ET. Raise your hands if anybody is logging in from India and if it is nighttime for you. I don't want you to go to sleep, so I just want to make the session more interesting for everybody. So yeah, is anybody logging in from India apart from Revati and Surya?
Oh, not bad.
Okay, fantastic. Awesome. So I'm going to share my screen, but before that, like, Shilpa said, really would like to thank Next Innings for giving me this opportunity to present to you all and then kind of tell you what product management is all about. At the end of today's session, I hope I will inspire you to get into product management. So that's all I want you all to take away from this session. And in terms of the questions, keep pouring your questions on the Zoom chat, and Shilpa will pick them up when possible. If not, we can take them all to the end, and then I'll make sure all your questions are answered. Sounds good? Okay, fantastic. So I'm going to share my screen. All righty. So, all right. So, Shilpa, can you please confirm if my screen is visible to everybody?
Yes, it is visible.
Thank you. All right. So today, like I said, you'll be expecting to understand what is product management, what skills would you need to become a product manager, and how exactly do you become a product manager? So this is geared for people who are either wanting to transition into a new role in your career, or also somebody who is a graduate and they're looking to find a new thing that you want to get into. So yeah, product management has taken precedence over so many other careers in the recent couple of years. I hadn't heard of what product management is until 2018 or so, but yeah, this is something that's upcoming, and it's going to become a normal profession quite soon. Like everybody wants to become a PM. So today, all I'm going to talk to you is about product management. Before I do that, I would really love to get a pulse check on the room here, right? So if you don't mind going to slido.com and just telling me what your profession is. Like, for example, if you're currently an accountant, just type in accountant. If you're currently a project manager, type in a project manager. Or if you're a student who's looking to get into product management, I really want to understand what each one of your background is, so that I get more insights and I can tailor my talks in that way. I'll just take a quick break here. So yeah, Surya, if you would want to paste the link, go ahead. And then I'll open up the results screen soon. Just give me 1 second. I will need to also launch the Yeah, okay. I think I'm already starting to see the results.
What is the code, please, for Slido?
Yeah, it is 2909495.
Thank you so much.
No worries. I see only 5 people have answered it. I'm sure there are more people in the room. I see around 22 participants, so I'll just give it like a couple more minutes. Okay, Lakshmi says she's worked as an automation tester and right now a product expert. Amazing, Lakshmi. Welcome to this session. Would love to chat with you later as well if you have some insights for me too. Alrighty, we have some chats coming in. Pallavi says she's a developer and a business analyst slash Scrum Master. And that's fantastic. You're halfway there, my friend. Let's see if we've gotten more answers.
What's a
Okay.
radio frequency engineer?
What's that?
Radio frequency engineer sounds fancy.
Right.
That's actually working on microwave engineering. I used to work on Wi-Fi modules, the things which go on your phone, your laptops, which connect to the internet, Wi-Fi, things like that. So an electrical engineer background, but
Oh,
core and
Swati. Hi, Swati. I know you. Okay.
yes, core and radio frequency, microwave engineering.
Okay, I think we've got enough results now. So most of the team here says they're a business analyst. That is wonderful because, like I said, if you're already a business analyst, you're halfway there in product management careers. I do see that, a few people are homemakers, job seekers, and also students. So this session will also help you to understand how you can make the transition as well. If not, I'm going to give you a document at the end of this session, which has like detailed links on understanding how to transition into product management. So for a project consultant, a technical manager, a database engineer, I guess, this sort of product management which is mostly towards the SaaS or software as a service, you guys are all halfway already there. So let me quickly take you through what product management is. And I really appreciate you all taking time to put in here. So give me one quick second. I see there's like a scratch here. I don't know what happened. I may have annotated, so yeah, all good. Okay, so all right, so now we finished understanding what the pulse check is. Now, quickly about me. I'm originally from Bangalore, India, and then I moved to Australia. Lived there for the last 15 years, I would say, and then I moved to Canada last year. So kind of been moving continents, I would say, but I really love my journey from a software engineer to a product manager. And in the last few years, I've worked like at Sydney, I was working at the New South Wales government, and then at Hudson's Bay. Hudson's Bay is one of the largest retailers and the oldest retailers in Canada. I worked on loyalty initiative, and now currently I'm at Scotiabank and I'm working on client onboarding. That is for all your deposits products like your checkings and savings accounts and your investments like your TFSAs, RRSPs. So all these vehicles will need an online onboarding, and I'm the product manager for both the deposits and the investment side. Quick things about my product journey is I was not a product manager. I started off as a business analyst. So I totally relate to each one of you who said you're a business analyst or even a project manager, because I transitioned from a software engineer to an automation tester to a business analyst to a project manager and then a product manager. So at New South Wales government, like Shilpa mentioned, I launched a 0 to 1 product. I can proudly say 80% adoption rate was there. That means that 80% of the people kind of signed up and started using the product. And then at Hudson's Bay, I was a loyalty product manager, which means that I worked on loyalty initiatives, anything to do with Hudson's Bay rewards revamp, and that led to retaining the customers. And currently at Scotiabank, I'm working on optimizing the onboarding, and so I've saved 15% customer onboarding time in the last 6 months that I've joined Scotiabank. Apart from this, I've also mentored a lot of individuals to transition to product management right here in Canada and back in Australia as well. So if anybody is up to have a cup of coffee and then want to discuss about your career, we'll probably share my link later to book a quick meeting with me, and you can. It's completely free of cost, because I really love helping the community to make the right career choices. Then, I spread the passion for product management by building product communities. Like I run a product brunch every month. And then I'm also running women's product brunch on a platform called as Get Amelia. Lenny's newsletter. This is one of the most famous newsletters in the product community all over the world. And Lenny's got communities that run in every major city, including Bangalore and Pune and Delhi. I run it for Toronto, and I've started running that for the last couple of months. The next one's coming up in December. So if you want to join, feel free to join that community as well. And last but not the least, I also run the Product COP, the community of practice at Scotiabank. So this is why I just wanted to give you a brief background about myself, and hopefully I will take you on the journey. Okay, who is a product manager? Now, when we talk about product management, we speak about SaaS products, we speak about physical products. Now, this mouse that I'm holding, that's a physical product. My phone, this is a physical product. But SaaS products like Airbnb, like your Facebook, like Google Maps, they all provide value to you. So a product is nothing but something that provides value to you as a customer. It could be a physical product, it could be a software as a service, It could be anything else. It could be a marketplace product, right? So anything that provides value to you as a customer is called as a product. And a person who manages that product is a product manager. Now, in organizations, product manager could be different, right? So they could be a product manager. They could also be called as a product owner. What are the differences? Well, I would say it's kind of one and the same, but there are minor differences. So a product owner may be involved in the day-to-day executions. A product manager would be involved in the strategic view of what they're going to deliver. Anything that I'm going to talk today is mostly in the software space. So if you're not trying to get or make those connections, keep those questions to the last. I'll try to answer. If not, like I said, we can catch up one-on-one later to have that discussions and see if, PMing is really for you. Next in organizations, right? So, there's going to be marketing, sales. There's going to be people who own the business. So that's the business circle over there. And then there's going to be UX, that is the design team. And then there's going to be the tech team, the software engineers, the QAs, the leads, the architects. So as a PM, I'm going to sit between all these guys, not physically, but as a conceptual diagram, I'm at the when or the intersection of all these teams. And I will be coordinating with the design team. I will be telling them, hey, why don't we do the design this way? They'll come up with the designs, but I'm going to nudge and I'm going to own and I'll be responsible for it. I'll be talking to the tech guys, seeing how they're performing on a day-to-day basis. Is the tickets moving forward? And not but last but not the least, I'll also be talking to business. I'll be talking to them saying, hey, are we delivering right? Is this what you wanted? Is this bringing you any value? Apart from all of this, right, I'm also keeping the customer at the center of what I do. So I'm always thinking from customer shoes. What value is it going to add for the customer? Is the customer getting, is it making their lives better in any way? If not, then I'm not even going to do that. Then my job as a PM is a waste. So long story short, a product manager at a SaaS company sits at the intersection of UX, tech, and business. And I will be, as a product manager, responsible for rolling out features for that software product so that the customer gets some value out of it. As an example, right, let's say my previous stint at Hudson's Bay, I have delivered offers. So what that means is you go to Hudson's Bay website and then you click on a particular shirt that you want to buy, and then you'll see an offer on that page. And then you'll see an offer on that page saying, do you want to buy this with so many points? So that's something that I did. It's adding value to the customer because the customer is getting points, which they can collect and redeem later. It's adding value to the customer because it's saving them some dollars and in terms of points. And also it's also delighting the customer in this whole process. So I've spoken quite a bit now. I'll take a quick break to see if there are any questions that are asked on Zoom. So Shilpa, if you have any questions, feel free to shout them out.
Nothing on Zoom,
Okay.
but people did fill questions at the time of signing up for our program. So I think we'll keep that for last.
Yeah,
But there are a
sounds
lot
good.
of we'll try and
Sounds
cover
good.
as much as we can.
Awesome. So yeah, if you have any questions, folks, please feel free to put that in the chat. And I want to make this more interactive, and I don't want it to be like a one-way session. So if you have any questions, feel free to ping that on the chat.
Revati has a question. She wants to know, how do you explain to a non-tech person what a product manager does?
Ooh, Eli 5. Okay. Explain like I'm 5 to what a product manager does. Okay. A product manager will take the information from business or superiors or executives in the company, translate what they want into tangible features of a software product so that it gives value to the customer and to the business. So hopefully I said that right. Basically, they are looking at the vision of the company, the vision and the mission of the company, translating that into tangible features or outcomes that will give value to both the business, because business wants to make money, right? So it'll give value to the business and also mainly to the customer, because the customer is the person who's bringing the money. So yeah, is what I would discuss as Eli 5 for product management.
Great. I want to add a small tip to people attending this, and this is appreciation for Divya. She's one of the most generous people I've known. I've known her for a few months now. And every time there is something we talk about, there's this issue, there are no jobs, people are homeless. She's like, tell me what I can do to help. She's very quick to jump. So if she's offering you help, take that help. Probably you'll land somewhere better.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, let's continue. I want to quickly get through to all the questions later. Okay, so what do product managers do? In a nutshell, there's two aspects to product management. One is strategy and one is execution. In terms of market strategy, what I do is I go research the market. So I would say a product manager needs an MBA to do all of these things. But trust me, if you have that experience, which I'll get to in the next couple of slides, then you really don't need that MBA. Because to do market research, you just have to apply your basic analytical skills, like how you compare, right? Like how you compare buying a phone. You go check whether iPhone is better, Samsung is better, or something else is better. You compare the models, you see what's better. So that's exactly what I do. I do market research by looking at what the other competitors are doing. I set the vision for the product. Like I'm going to tell my entire team, including the tech, the design, the sales, and the marketing team, saying, "Hey, this is the vision of the product. This is what we're going to achieve in the next 3 months." Because I can't plan the vision for 5 years, because that's going to be too much. Then I'm going to set the target audience. So if I want to release a particular feature on the product, I'm going to say, here's my target audience. Competitive analysis almost comes with the market research. And then value proposition, I'm going to say, what value is this, whatever work I'm going to do, how is going to add value to the business and the customer? And then I come up with a roadmap. A roadmap is just a fancy term for a project plan, right? So you're just going to say, what is going to come now, what's going to come next, and what's going to come later. So I'm just going to categorize that as a roadmap. And then, of course, with all of these, I'm going to do some risk assessment. By releasing this now, is it going to affect something else? Should I be aware of some sort of legal changes that's happening in the macro environment before I release this? So different things, right? So strategy is the overall picture for product. That's something I would do, and I love doing it. The other part, like I said, is the execution. So here's where I see that, people who are into project management or business analysis, and even engineering, right? So you guys have already done these things. So like I said, half of the product management, you already have them. But for those who don't have that experience, I'm going to share some tips on how to get that experience so as to get into product management. So yeah, execution. If I want to release a particular feature, like I said, let's say the feature is login on a website, then I need to write what the developer should develop, right? And that is going to be written on the user stories. So similar to login, there are going to be many other features. All those features will be bundled together up on the roadmap. I'm going to prioritize it. Product managers have like tens of thousands of frameworks to do prioritization. I use something called as the impact versus effort, or I sometimes also use the RICE framework. So there are so many features, prioritization frameworks that you could use. Backlog grooming. Just whatever stories that I have written for the developer to start developing it, we need to make sure everybody's on the same page. So we sit together every week as a team, including the design team, the QA team, plus the testing team, the engineering team. We sit together and we kind of understand what the story is, what they're supposed to develop. Are there any tasks? Do they have to run any jobs? Do they have to unpause something? All those things we will look at in the backlog grooming session. Sprint planning is planning every 2 weeks what we are going to deliver. Estimation is understanding how much time each story that I have written is going to take to deliver. Collaboration. This is like the most important skill that a product manager should have, because I'm not only talking to engineers, right? I don't need to be a technical product manager. There are non-technical product managers as well. So I just need to know how to collaborate with the developers. Engineers can say, hey, I can't do this. This is taking so much time. Then that persuasion comes in it. I'm asking, why is it not possible? Why would you prioritize this? Can we do this? Can we do that? So that talking to engineers and talking to the business, like I need to put on my executive hat when I'm talking to the vice president or the senior vice president saying, we're going to deliver this, but it's going to be delayed by X time. So why? Product management is not all that easy, but there's a lot of trade-offs as well. Every time things won't go to plan. So you've got to be able to assertively and professionally talk to the executives as well as to why something's not working. And also talk to the QA people, then the marketing, then the sales, because I need to do the go-to-market strategies. So a lot is involved in this collaboration, and sometimes my head explodes. I'm not kidding. It's like, oh my God, there's so much to do, right? So I kind of have a organizer for myself. I put in a lot of stuff. Anyways, last but not the least, we get the feature to launch, then we report, and also monitor if something's going wrong. So yeah, this is like what my day looks like. Going to be doing a lot of things for a lot of different initiatives over a day or over a week or over a month. I'll quickly pause if you have got any questions, because that was a lot.
Oh, yes, there is a question in the chat. Angeline asks, does contributing to innovation, that is R&D, require to be a product manager's role?
Depends, I would say, because there are R&D product managers as well. For example, I think I saw a recent role at RBC where they needed a product manager for their innovation team, right? So it really depends. But yeah, a product manager's skill set is so wide that I believe can be used even in R&D teams, definitely.
Okay.
Thank you, Divya.
No worries.
Yeah.
Okay,
Vijay,
how are you doing on the
Vijay
time?
added, okay, you still have time. Vijay added that product manager is literally a parent. They give birth to a new product and or nurture it lifelong.
Oh yeah, totally. Well said, Vijay. Absolutely. Really, really agree with that. Yeah.
Okay, you can.
Alrighty. So I think what I'm going to do now is take a case study of what I did at Hudson's Bay. And then probably, go through all of this for a particular feature, right? So I don't know how many of you have looked at the Hudson's Bay website. They have a lot of offers going on usually. And, the website, before I joined in 2022, 2021, was a little all over the place, right? But they've been doing quite amazing work in the last year or so. Unfortunately, I had to move to Scotiabank, but I really enjoyed my time at the Bay. So this is the Bay website. It's called thebay.com. They've integrated Zellers to it as well right now. And like I mentioned, I was involved in the loyalty piece. For now, let's take into consideration what happens when customer searches. Let's say they go and search for pants, or they want to look at buying boots for winter, right? So what I do from a customer's perspective is there are 3 parts to it. I discover, I define, and then I deliver. So let's say, let's go to the discovery part. I talk to a lot of users. I ask them, hey, if you want to try, if you want to search for a product at the Bay website, like, how do you do it? What do you do? And they're going to say, this is the customer research part of it. And they're going to say, I'm going to go to the search. or I'm going to go here, click on women, and then I'm going to click on shoes, or there's also shoes option here. So they're going to say n number of things. Then I'm going to ask them, what do you like about the bay? Like, how do you feel when you go through it? And most of the people say it's good, it's bland, it's great. Some people actually tell what their problems are. They're like, oh my God, your sort functionality sucks. Oh my God, your filter functionality, it's horrible. So they say a lot of feedback, and I'm going to note everything that they're going to say. So that is what I'm going to do, right? So I'm going to talk to the users. I'm going to understand their pain points. I'm going to see the session recording. So some websites will also record what you do. This is not a privacy thing, but it's just about, so all your credit cards and everything will be blocked. It's just your actions, like what is the heat map on the website? Where do you see often? So there will be some companies that record such things using a tool called as FullStory. So I might go to FullStory, I might check what the customer is doing. Oh, they don't seem to be utilizing the search functionality more. So all I'm going to do is get a collation of all the things that the customer does and their pain points. Then I'm going to talk with the stakeholders. I'm going to say, hey, what do you want to do? Our conversion rate, what's a conversion rate? How many people come to the website? How many people buy, right? So our conversion rate is just at 0.8% week on week. So I see that there's a drop. Do you want to work on that, or do you want to work on something else? So I'm going to ask the priority with the stakeholders. And in the meantime, I'm also doing market research. I'm going to see what Lululemon is doing. I'm going to see what Canadian Tire is doing, or Aritzia is doing, right? So they've got beautiful websites. I'm going to see what the competitors are doing. And then once I get an idea of what I want to be doing with this issues that I've discovered, I go into the define phase. In definition phase, I'm going to say, hey, here are the problems that the customers are facing. Design team, can you come over? Let's brainstorm some solutions. And then here you go. I'm going wide on the problem, and then I'm narrowing down on a problem. So this is called as a double diamond approach, and you'll learn it as you go. So I'm going wide on the problem, saying these are the different types of problems, but I want to come down to just 2-3 problems. So I'm just narrowing down on 1 or 2 problems. And then I'm going wide on the solutions, right? So I'm trying to understand what are the possible solutions for this problem, for this problem, for this problem. And then I'll narrow down on one solution. So when I narrow down on a solution, then I'm going to come up with wireframes for it. And then I'm going to come up with the customer flows for it. Okay, how's the customer journey changing? Like, do they come to the Hudson's Bay website and now do something radically different? Or is it just a minor change in their flow? If so, how do I get them to get used to the new flow? So all of these things. And then I come up with a plan of action. Yes, I'm ready now. I want to go deliver this thing. By now, I have spoken to stakeholders, I've spoken to customers. Now I have a solid idea of what I'm going to do. The next step is deliver. So delivery is a little tough, right? Because your engineering team has so much to do. Your design team has already given you the designs. And also the QA team is working on some other priorities. So what we're going to do now is, manage with the design team, manage with the development team, then set up and launch experiments. So here's where I do A/B testing. A/B testing is, I'm going to, let's say, for example, the search functionality that I showed you, right? What if the search button here at the top, what if it is a little bigger? What if it covers the entire screen? Let's see how many people take that bait, right? Would they really come and click on the search, that big search? Or are they okay with the small search? So I'm going to release that feature to A set of audience, let's say for people in Toronto, and then for B set of audience, people in Montreal, I release the bigger search button. And then I'm going to measure the impact. How many people, was there an uptick? Did people who use the bigger search bar, did they convert better? Or the people who use the smaller search bar, did they convert better? So I'm going to be doing all of these analysis, and there are tools that can help me with these analysis, like Mixpanel, Hotjar, all of these things. And then, after I launch the feature, I'm going to monitor the metrics, and then I'm going to say this is done. I'm going to go to market, do some marketing strategies if it requires for that particular feature. And that's kind of pretty much it. And I don't know if you've heard of a tool called Jira. Jira is where I'm going to log in all my user stories, where I communicate with the engineering team saying this is what needs to be done. So yeah, like, I gave you like an overview of what a product manager does from discovery to delivery, and the double diamond approach, if you remember, like going big on the problem, narrowing down on the problem, going big on the solution, narrowing on the solution. And how we kind of do A/B testing and measure it. So I'll quickly stop for a few questions. Please feel free to ask questions.
Anyone has a question?
I like Hudson's Bay. Someone said, "Oh, amazing."
Hi, this is Priya here. I'm from Tamil Nadu. My question is, just was checking through the applications. So as you mentioned, for the user stories, we use Jira, no, the application. I've been known and used to Azure DevOps. So just wanted to compare and know which one is better, if you can advise on that.
Sorry, what was the other tool?
Azure DevOps.
Azure DevOps. I'm really sorry. I haven't personally used it. I don't know if it's my luck or something. It's just that since my time at the New South Wales government, so they've used Jira. So that's been like since 2014. They've used Jira, and then I moved to the Hudson's Bay. They've used Jira, and again at Scotiabank, they've used Jira as well. So unfortunately, I haven't used Azure. But yeah, if anybody else wants to kind of contribute to it, I'm happy to open up the floor. Has anybody used Azure?
No, I haven't used Jira, so that's why I just wanted to know the difference. That's it.
I see. Okay. I would say Jira is very simple, right? It's very simple, very easy to use. They've got simple user interface as well. And even for product managers, they've released a recent feature for road mapping as well. So Jira is really good. Sometimes I wish they had done things better, or maybe it is just the version of Jira that I'm using at the bank. But all in all, I like Jira.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for the question. Any other questions?
Lakshmi has a question. She wanted to know something more about the tools. Is there any specific questions, Lakshmi, you have about the tools?
Yeah, I just wanted to know, like, just a single word, and what are the other tools about? Like, as you told.
Is it just for is it just over product management, or are you talking about a particular
in the PowerPoint which you're showing, they have a Hotjar, UXCam, Mixpal. What you'll use? Do you use any of these, or do you have what are these about? Or just I understood you use Jira to write your
user stories,
your queries and all.
Yeah, sure.
Use a tool, or whoever uses, like, is testing team users or development team users or something like that? I just wanted to know.
Yeah, sure. I can go on that. So Jira is used specifically by the product managers, the business analysts, the engineers, and the QA team. Confluence is, again, for everybody. Jira and Confluence go hand in hand. I use Confluence to write all my product briefs, to put in all the release notes, and then to put in any sort of demos that we've done, to capture retro, a lot of other things. So Confluence is most likely documentation. Then Figma is a beautiful tool, similar to Miro. They're used for designs, and it's mainly used by the UX team or the design team. But I know to use Figma as well. So sometimes I go play around, do some high-level wireframing, so the design team can take it off from there. Notion, again, is similar to Confluence. Then for measuring the analytics, we've got Adobe Analytics, where we kind of, Adobe Analytics tags are placed all over the website. Like I said, on the search toolbar, right? So if anybody clicks on a link, then I will be seeing that on the Google Analytics or the Adobe Analytics. And then what else? We also used Full Story, like I mentioned, that captures all the sessions that the customer is doing on their website. Then there's also Looker, and we also use usertesting.com. Like, how I said, we have focus interviews with the customers, like to talk to the customers about what their pain points are. We use a company called as usertesting.com. and Maze. So there's a lot of tools out there, and I don't think you need to be kind of worried about learning a tool, because that comes just as you start using it, right? So if you really want to get into product management, my personal advice would be to understand the frameworks, to understand why you're doing something, what value you're bringing to the organization, and all of these things will probably follow. Hope I answered your question.
Divya, this is just a time check. We are at 11:45.
All righty. Thank you so much. I'm going to rush through the other few slides, but there's a couple that I really want to focus on. So yeah, what are the important skills for product management? Number one, user empathy. You gotta put yourself in the shoes of the customer to understand what the customer's pain points are. So it doesn't matter, right? Like, yes, you are talking to the business to see what they get from this, but your sole purpose of life as a product manager is to make the customer happy, to understand what the customer is going through. So empathy is a skill that we all have in our daily lives too, but having that user empathy for what they are going through is number one. And how do you develop it? I don't know, just take a particular product that you're using. I use Duolingo for learning languages. And then every time I'm using it, I'm kind of making a note of what pain points I have. And if somebody from Duolingo reaches out to me, I'll be like, yeah, these are the pain points that I have. So they will be able to understand what I'm going through at the product manager at Duolingo. So collaboration, I think we've covered this topic. Analytical abilities, problem-solving capabilities, all of these things, I'm pretty sure all of us in the group already have it. We just need to start utilizing them more in product management, should you get one. Execution, we talk about writing the user stories and then talking to the design teams. Business sense, ability to learn quickly. Look, you don't need to be an MBA holder, like I said. Anybody can become a product manager. You just have to really, really improve upon these skills that I have listed. Okay, money. So what's the base pay like in Canada? Since the time I've landed, my comparison is with Australia. Canada pays a little lower compared to Australia, to be honest, but the median salaries will be somewhere between 82 to 120 based on what kind of experience you bring in. But the minute you get into SaaS products, like, I don't know, like the Amazon, like Meta or Apple, so then the pay is so crazy. I really want to become a product manager. So yeah, then the pay scale changes between $180,000 to $250,000. So it really depends on which stage of product management and how much experience you bring in, whether the company is a SaaS company or whether it's a service-based company, whether it's a large organization, whether it's a startup. It depends on a lot of things, but I would say the average salary is probably $100,000 in Canadian dollars. I mean, the bonus and everything depends on the company. Some of the great product managers, I really wanted to make this, to ask questions. I think everybody knows who the first person is, the third person is, probably even the fourth person. Anybody knows who's second and the last person is? They're all great product managers, by the way. Any answers, Shilpa, on the
But no, the fourth person, I'm sorry.
All right, I'll reveal the answers. So that's Sundar Pichai from Google. He's a CEO. Marissa Mayer, the ex-CEO of Yahoo. Sorry?
Marissa, I've read about her. I didn't know this is how she looks.
Oh, okay. Satya Nadella, I'm sure everybody knows. Neil Mohan, YouTube, and Stuart Butterfield for Slack. So these guys are great people who started off as product managers and then moved up to be the CEO of companies. So hopefully I've given you some inspiration as that you could also become the CEO of a company someday if you hone in your product management skills. All right, I guess with 10 minutes left, I really want to go deep into the next couple of slides, right? how do I become a PM? I hope, this will give you some sort of leeway into product management. The bottommost step here is I want to become a product manager. You have that want. Like, you've seen Divya tell about all of these things today. I'm like, yay, I want to become a product manager. And then there's the next step, right? You know what you need to become a PM. So I hope I've given you some sort of idea about product strategy, discovery, execution, delivery, so all of those things. So you kind of have an overall idea today, hopefully, about what you need to learn to become a PM. I've got the required skills. I'm sure you saw the required skills, and I hope you ticked yourself against, okay, I've got this, I've got this, I've got this. So you know what the required skills are. I think the last two, I can connect with employers and I can convince employers is the hardest part, right? So I would say if you really make up your mind to get into product management, you're almost there. Especially if you're a BA, PM, engineer, you already are half there. You just need to be able to convince employers that you can do product management. Let's explore some ways on how you could do it, right? So for those of you on the call who are not into softwares and IT, who are from a radically different organizational structure altogether, I will be sending you a document, or probably Surya will be sending you a document that contains information about how to move from one profession to product management. So there are a lot of use cases where people have moved in from sales, where people have moved in from marketing. And I know a person at the bank who's moved in from the branch, right? So she was at the branch. She was a teller. I don't know if you call it teller here. Back in Australia, we used to. So she was a teller at the bank, and then she has moved herself to become a product manager, rather a senior product manager. So yeah, people have transitioned from different professions. Hopefully, I'll send you a few YouTube links that you can go through, and that can inspire you to see, okay, how did that person make it to PM? How did this person make it to PM? Now, there are different ways for you. Again, these are all, it's a brain dump from me as to how you could transition, right? If you're already working at the company, then internal transition would be the best scenario. I mean, the market is really bad right now, right? I don't want to give a grim picture of it, but there has been a lot of layoffs. The market is quite grim. So if you have a job already and you want to transition into product management, the best thing to do is to not start off completely new, to transition internally. So let's say, hopefully, you have a PM function at your organization, then ask to shadow the PMs, help them offload their activities. There may be communities of practice at your company. Try joining that. Or tell your manager in your performance management that you want to add a goal of learning product management in the next 6 to 12 months. And then work towards it, obviously, because you're accountable now. If there's no product function in your organization, then what I did when I was at the government, because there was no product function back then, I attended a boot camp back in Sydney, and then I started applying those principles. Like I said, the double diamond approach, then market research, so many other things, like coming up with a vision. If you can implement any part of product management into your current role, that will start becoming your experience into product management. So that's what I did in order to transition internally. Of course, the last two things you'd always do, be a self-advocate. Always put your hand up for saying, hey, I want to move into product management. I think I've got XYZ skills. And yeah, be always on the constant lookout for PM-related tasks. So this is like the internal transition, right? I mentioned boot camps. There are a lot of boot camps where you can start learning about product management. Just putting it out there, I'm not selling any of them, neither is Next Innings supporting any of them, but this is just what's out there in the market and what I have attended. This is from my experience. So I attended General Assembly when I was back in Australia. They are pretty good. Here in Toronto, there is General Assembly and there is BrainStation as well. I'm not sure about the pricing and everything. You may need to look into it. I'm just going to give you the pointers. There's also product faculty. So this is based out of the US, and this is for advanced product management. So if you're already a product manager trying to get more deeper expertise, then product faculty and Reforge would be the things for you. Product School, if I'm not wrong, is based in India. So you could check them out as well. There are a lot of boot camps out there. So if you can get your company to sponsor you based on your learning and development budget, that would be the best case. But if not, you could choose what pricing suits you and take up the boot camps. Boot camps really help you give that foundation to product management, in my opinion. Next is the networking part. I'm a huge supporter of somebody who wants to network. I can give you some networking tips later, but my networking, small tip for you today will be, if you want to get into a particular career, or if you want to enhance your career, try to find one person, and that should be it. I don't know if you've heard about this Amway and other organizations where you kind of, you get one person, and then from that person you get two people, from that people you get three more people. So it's similar like that, right? Like I employ that method. When I wanted to get into product management, I went and spoke to one person, and then I understood what product management is. Then I said, hey, you know what? Are you okay to connect me to just any other PM who you think might suit my profile and what my aspirations are? And that person gave me another person's contact, and that person gives me another person's contact. So that's how I build my network. But in all my interactions, I'm very genuine. I'm not asking them for a job, or I'm genuinely interested in learning about product management. So that works for me. I don't know if it works for everybody, but that's my little tip there. Having said that, in Toronto, we've got Toronto Product Management Association. They do monthly meetings. It's a one-side street. Like, people are going to give you lectures, and there's going to be pizzas and drinks later, before, after, $10 per session. Decent, recommend it. Go check it out. Product TO is more specialized. It's small groups discussing about a particular thing. Limited registrations. So I personally am a huge advocate of product TO. Tech TO, much bigger, not really product related, but tech related. There are a lot of Eventbrite and Meetup events that you could attend online or in person as well. So just go to Eventbrite, search product. Just go to Meetup, search product, and try attending whatever suits you. And of course, LinkedIn also has a few live events. Lenny's newsletter, the best, hands down. It's the best. So I organize one of Lenny's meetups in Toronto as well. A lot of product conferences are there, and Get Amelia is a very small organization specialized towards women. I host product brunches on Get Amelia as well. So yeah, there's huge things, right? Like, if you make your mind, if you want to get into PMing, you can do it. There are so many avenues. And then I think we've got 3 more minutes, but I've got a couple of more quick tips for you, right? Don't worry about this huge thing here. I'm going to share this all out after the session. Mentoring and brand building. So I'm mentoring a few people, and I'm hoping this guy gets a role. So yeah, he's almost in the last stage, and I'm really hoping he gets. So yeah, you can ask your friends for mentoring. There is a list called ADP's List. It's a website where you can sign up to. It's all paid, by the way. Some of this are paid. ADP List mentor crews are paid. When I came to Canada, I think I was really struggling with getting used to a few things here. So I signed up on mentor crews, and my mentor was really amazing in hand-holding me to a few things. So mentors really play a big part in your life. So yeah, get there, mentor crews. LinkedIn Learning, LinkedIn articles, brand building, right? So I wanted to talk about how you as a person, you as a brand, are appearing to the public. Like, if you write in more LinkedIn articles and somebody else likes it, that's going to come up on all their friends of friends feed. And somebody is going to notice you, that you are making an attempt to get into product management, or you're passionate about product management. So that's the ripple effect that I would say. So definitely look at branding yourself with LinkedIn Learning, LinkedIn articles, And last but not the least, a portfolio, right? So if you are completely new into the game, I know of a friend, a mentee, who has just finished their project management course in one of the organizations, and they want to get into product management. So they don't have experience. So how do they convince employers, the last step of the funnel, right? How do they convince employers that they are capable of doing a PM job? And that's by doing this portfolio. Oh, give me 1 second. I'm just going all the way back. Yeah, so having a portfolio for yourself, and I've given you a link as well in the notes as to how to create a portfolio. And you can look at those things and start creating so that you can attach that as a part of your application when you apply to jobs. Customizing your resume, straightforward, leveraging your network, cold email. Yeah, if you haven't used ChatGPT, I think now is the time. Make use of ChatGPT, because I don't want to scare you saying AI is going to take away our jobs. You got to be utilizing AI to make your life and jobs better. So yeah, start from learning how to use ChatGPT, make the best use of it by writing cold emails. And also, one quick tip is everybody and anybody these days use ChatGPT, and you can kind of get to know, right, the kind of language ChatGPT uses. So try and nudge ChatGPT to say that, make it sound less like ChatGPT, make it sound more like a human, or make it sound more casual, make it sound less formal. So give it more prompts so that what you use is less AI-y. And then, like I said, connect with people from the company, your company itself, to learn about their challenges, or even other people outside to learn what their challenges are. And then apart from that, applying for jobs will be regular job portals, LinkedIn's, meeting people and asking them to refer you. And then there are a lot of startups in Toronto, like the Y Combinator, DMZ's, Crunchbase. I mean, this is a very long process, but when I look at to apply for startups, because I really want to work in a startup, I've worked in large organizations throughout. I go to Crunchbase, I look at startups, I'll see what level funding they have, and then I look up their website and then see if they have any openings, and then I apply. And similarly, another way is to find out VCs, or the venture capitalists that support fintechs, if I want to get into a fintech startup. And then I go into their website, see what all they have funded, and go into their website, check out some roles. Long process, but still you get access to so many jobs that are not, advertised on LinkedIn. I've not put it out here, but note down Wellfound. Wellfound is a great resource for all the startup jobs. Okay, I think I hopefully, just was 2 minutes late, but I kind of barely made it there. I would love it if you like this session, if you think I've given you enough value to take away and think about today. I would really appreciate you giving a review to Next Innings, because they're doing amazing work in terms of supporting people in their career journey. So would love it if you can do a review and then connect with me and Shilpa on LinkedIn. So yeah, look, if you have any questions, now is the time. Don't hold back. Feel free to ask any question that is related to product management, and I'm really happy to answer.
Yeah, so there's a question in the chat. This is by Juliet. She's asking, are there opportunities to work virtually as a product manager, or should it be on site?
There are hybrid roles, there are on-site roles, and there are remote roles. Really depends on what you're applying for. If it is a startup, I really recommend going and then working there, because of the small groups that are present. And then as a product manager, you need to be out there, really. You need to really go talk to people, convince them. So I prefer going to work most of the times, but if you're not that person, definitely remote jobs are also there, and you can do product management remotely as well.
Right.
Anybody else in the audience has a question?
While we are waiting for a question, probably I'm going to pitch in. I just joined in the middle. First of all, great shout out for Divya. Amazing session, Divya. It was really amazing. Let me just put it photos, and you simplified it a life so easily to giving the tips as well as the way through navigate it. Amazing. Thank you so much. And for the audience, I also would like to just share about Divya. I met her and we just had a great connect with her. She is such a wonderful person to know about networking. If at all she came to the country and she just figured out her way, and she has a amazing fan followers for her. So if she can do it, everybody can do it. And she also handles everybody to do that. As she rightly said, connect her on LinkedIn and just don't ask for the job, but probably a good way is about mentoring about product management. It's an easy way to open the door. Just say hi and then keep nudging about that. And we got a right person for you for a product management. And thanks, Divya, for just doing that. Lovely session.
No worries
I'm
at
the
all.
biggest fan of Divya.
Oh my God. Thank you.
Okay, you have one more fan. Monali in the chat is also saying she's also a fan.
Oh my
If you
God.
yeah. Can
No,
we go
but
to the questions now?
appreciate it. Yeah, sure.
So Pragati is asking, is it worth doing product owner through online, or recommend taking a course in a college or a university?
Pragati, may I ask what's your background and what's your current status?
So Divya, I come from a tech background. So initially, I started my IT career with SAP. I worked there as a master data management consultant for 5 years. Then I had a break for almost close to 3 years, and I was just trying to find a jobs, but unfortunately I could not land in IT with the same thing. I did some of the upskilling stuff, but still I could not get into that. Right now, I'm working as an technical recruiter for just, I don't want to have a gap in my career. So I thought maybe I'll just do something to do that. But at the end, I wanted to get into the IT. That is, eventually, I wanted to land into IT. And I was thinking, like, rather than going for a development side, I can go for something into a functional side or into like a product management or a business analyst kind of a role.
Yeah, sounds good. I think you have all the right foundations for you to get into product management. If you were inspired with what I told today and you really want to get into it, I would say starting with some sort of a boot camp, right? So based on what you have mentioned, I see that you can probably get the second part of it, which is the product execution part of it, much easier than the product strategy part of it. Again, I don't know much about you, but this is just, I'm just extrapolating based on what you said. So for the execution part, there are certifications like CSPO, Certified Scrum Product Owner. You could probably take that up and then get into the product owner line. If you want to do product management, there's also CSPM certification. But again, I would still recommend just start listening to all the podcasts, start reading on articles, look at some YouTube videos, immerse yourself in product management before really paying money to all these certifications. And then, it's just make sure you are in the right direction first. Like, this is something you really want to do before you get into that. And the next step obviously would be of the boot camps that I suggested earlier, if you prefer, because people learn different way, right? Like, for example, my husband, he hates boot camps. He's like, no way, I'm not going to attend them. But for example, I need someone to tell me what it is. I need somebody to give me that structure. So based on how it works for you, yeah, boot camps, certification, and then also self-learning, these three things help.
Perfect. Divya, probably I'm going to chime in just give you.
Yeah, sure. Please do.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So you must be knowing about it. We do have a IT developer track. When I say IT developer, whoever is just coming into the business analyst, product management, project manager, or even a Java full stack, whatever the technology, we do have a team who can just handle you and take you to the journey, right? And recently also, I'm not sure Geeta is here. So she recently joined one of the, I think 10, 15 years of experience. She joined as a product manager track as well. Try it out, just connect with our tech mentors and they would be able to understand your passion and then give you a small assignments to go and try, like Divya was talking about, to test for yourself.
Okay, can we have Shruti to ask the next question? And can we all keep it brief in the interest of time? We also have a lot of questions who had asked at the time of signing up.
Yeah, sorry, Shilpa, I actually have a question.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, wonderful. That's why I had put the hey, hi Divya, wonderful session, very, very informative. And for someone who's starting, right, kick-starting and have a thought process of getting into product management, it's a perfect way of putting it. Thanks for that. Having said that, I kind of feel, right, there is a overlap, or there's right, for a business analyst, I'm seeing the same task, I'm seeing the same role played by the product manager. So where does the differentiation lie? What is that which differentiates the business analyst and the product manager?
A wonderful question. Thanks for bringing that up. Like I mentioned earlier, product management is very different in different organizations. There is product owner, there's product manager, lead product manager, group product manager, product director, head of product. So there's going to be so many different roles, right? But what you're saying is business analyst job is a part of product manager's job. A product manager does not just do business analysis. They also do the strategic part of it. And also they do, sometimes there are technical product managers who also do the job of a tech lead as well. So it really depends, to answer your question, it really depends on each company on what the role differentiation is. It is something that's, like I said, it's upcoming in the last few years. People are getting to know about product management. But in companies like Apple, Google, Microsoft, product management existed for the last 10, 12 years. So when recruiters ask people for 12 years, 15 years product experience, are kind of, I chuckle because, not everybody has 15 years nobody knew product management in 2010, trust me. So yeah, long story short, I think there is a lot of overlap between business analyst and a product manager. In some companies they do it, some companies they don't. In my previous organization at Hudson's Bay, I did everything. I did product strategy, product vision, execution, business analysis, even sometimes QA as well, right? Like I wore so many hats. And here at Scotiabank, like I have hands and legs for everything. I've got a BSA, a business analyst who writes the stories for me. I've got a delivery lead who runs the scrums. I'm like, why do we have so many people? Anyways, it's really dependent on the organization.
Yeah, thanks for that. Clear up, yeah.
Yeah, can we have Shruti? You want to ask a question, or could you unmute yourself and ask a question?
Yeah, thank you so much, Shilpa. Thank you, Divya. It was a wonderful session and it's very informative. I just have one question. Like I have completed my product owner certification as well. So, and I don't have any previous experience in IT. So, do you think that in the current market scenario, the companies or organizations consider the people like us, they don't have any experience? Or I have an experience around 9 years in different field, like I have an electrical electronics engineer and I have experience in my field. And in at this point of time, if I want to change my career, so will it be possible?
The answer is both yes and no, right? Like from a recruiter's perspective, if I see someone with 0 years experience, I would be like, no, I'll put it in the no pile. But why I say yes, again, this is positive because it's all about how you brand yourself. Like I mentioned, branding is really important. If you've been very active on LinkedIn, showing your interest in product management, you have a portfolio to showcase, and then your resume reflects product management in what you've done in your previous roles, right? So you may have done aspects of product management in your previous role. So if you can quote that, I'm not asking you to lie on your resume. I'm asking you to quote the instances where you used bits of product management based on what we went through today. Then it really forms a narrative. So product management is all about the narrative. It's all about the story that you tell. It's all about how you sell yourself, right? So I would say have that narrative in terms of especially a portfolio. If you are new into product management, I'm going to send you the details later, but portfolio, what's a portfolio, right? I think I'll quickly touch upon that. It's basically you applying product management principles onto a particular product. You can take Google Maps, you can take Facebook, you can take Amazon, whatever product that you like, and then tell in the portfolio like how you want to improve this product. What is the research that you've done? How are you going to improve it? How are you going to stagger it into releases? So all of these things, if you have on your portfolio, that would kind of convince the employer to say that, okay, she knows what she's doing, right? And secondly, depends on the kind of organizations you are applying for as well. Like if you're applying for a large organization, then depends on what work they want them to do. They might even consider you. I had a friend who recently applied. She was into lending, so she was into some other part of credit card management, but she applied for a PM role, but she got the first round of interview. So there are cases. It's the answer. I can't give you a yes and no answer because there's none, I'm pretty sure. It's both. Just sell your story, build branding, sell your story, have that narrative. I think you should be able to crack it.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. We can take one last question from Akshaya.
Hey, sorry, I actually didn't have any question. I wanted to add on to what Dee just said. So, so Shruti, I was also into electronics and communication background, and I was also very new to product management and product owner. I am very glad that I knew Dee from before. And when I was talking to Dee like earlier, like when I was starting this career, I just asked her, how do I move into product management or product owner? And then sometimes the mentoring and the branding, what she was mentioning, she actually told me, she gave me some use cases and told me like, hey, can you work on this as a product owner and tell me how it goes? So like it really helped me to get some kind of mentoring from her to understand some use cases and things like that. So I just wanted to shout out to Dee for doing such great work and always helping people out. So yeah, thanks for that.
My pleasure. Thanks, Akshaya.
See, this is the power of networking. Important to reach out to right people and ask them right question and ask them right help as well.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'll just ask one quick question from the people who signed up. One of them had an important question, that is, what is the kind of career progression a product owner could expect? Of course, everyone wants to be Sundar Pichai or Marissa Mayer, but beyond that, realistically, what can we expect?
Yeah, sure. That's a great question. So I would say the lowest, or a person who's just starting into product management, can apply for APM, Assistant Product Manager, or Assistant Product Owner roles. Once they are comfortable in that role, I think the next would be a product manager. After a product manager, it could be a senior product manager. Then there would be the director. It's really dependent on the company, on how they organize it. For example, if I apply for a product manager role at Neo Financial, they probably pay something equivalent to that for director, right? So it's really dependent on the organization, but the general hierarchy that goes would be APM, PM, senior PM, and then it branches out to a group PM. A group PM will manage more than one product, and then there would be product lead, and then product director, senior product director, and then head of product or VP of product. So this is the generic progression that I have seen, and then the CEO, of course. But yeah, I think targeting that initial APM role, if you want to crack into the product market, would be the right thing to do.
Okay. I think we can probably answer the questions later. We'll somehow figure out a way to get back to you all with the questions on the list. Thank you so much, Divya. It was wonderful listening to you. I hope we have more such sessions in the future. And thank you all. You've been wonderful audience. Before you all go, may I request you all to... oh, sorry, Vijay, there's no time. But before you all go, if you can email us the questions, we'll make it a point to get Divya to answer those questions. But if
I'm sorry, Shilpa, I'm just sorry. Since Vijay has just come, at least I just bring the diversity question here. We will ask Vijay to go for it. We will do that. Vijay, please go on, Vijay. I'm happy to just hear that.
Thank you so much. You know what? I did not have a question, but this is exactly what I wanted to point out. I wanted to make sure at least we end up, everybody gets a chance to hear a male voice here. That's the reason I put my hand out. But that's on a lighter note. On a serious note, and that's what I also saw when I jumped in. I'm like, odd man out here, right? But I can see some more gentlemen on the call. But the good thing is, now before do I have a minute or two? Is that okay with everybody?
For you, always we are here. Please go ahead. We just wanted to hear
Okay.
from you. Go ahead.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Thank you so much. First off, Divya, thank you so much. And this is what Canada is. I'm sure all of you agree. There are so many people out there ready to take their time from working hours or off working hours. And she also offered a coffee chat literally to every person on this call, right? Which is almost like half an hour into 25 people, right? Giving away our time. So kudos to you. If anybody on this call over the near future pivot into a product manager, I think you owe it to Divya. She made it so simple. Even people who did not have any IT background also could almost understand with her hand movements and everything else. She did amazing session.
I'm too expressive.
Yeah, no, kudos to you. Kudos to you. And not only the session count, you go and look at the industry, go and look at many companies across the globe, you will see a lot of product managers are actually females. Even in my team, 4 out of 5 product owners are females. And again, absolutely no offense meant to we gentlemen out there, but there's a specific reason. It's very subtle, actually. If you don't mind, Divya, go back to your skills slide. I know I'm taking more time, but I just want to make sure I point it out because there's a misconception out there. Many people feel that it's a very easy role, easy to play. And that's why it's females, but it's not at all. It's not at all. And you know why females really prosper in this role is because inherent strength they bring in with them. Okay, the empathy just comes inherently. Look at mothers, how they bring up children, right? It's inherent. For us, I think we need to learn that as a skill, right? And business sense, 100%. That's a right apt image that she used. That's what I was telling myself, actually, the dollar symbol, right? Many of them take care of their family's finances, or in general, they have a much more business mindset compared to us. And of course, the hammer symbol, product execution. I think you can, people like us, we can look at our wives getting hammered each and every day, right? So that's also inherent. So absolutely, very well done. And I hope somebody among this call gets into APM or a product manager role, like you said. I wish everyone all the best. I just wanted to share my comments. Thank you so much for the session. Lastly, again, on a lighter note, when I saw Next Innings, I think yesterday was the first time I heard about Next Innings. When I thought about it, I thought something to do post-retirement, but it's not. It is actually pivoting your career. It's pivoting a career. So very glad to know. I'm going to look you up more, and I'll send you more people. I know a lot of people. And one comment I strongly agree with Divya is that in Canada, your network is your net worth. I'll repeat it again. In Canada, your network is your net worth. So build your network. There's always people to help. Always. Thank you. And thank you for allowing me to talk.
Thank you so much for your wonderful comments, Vijay. Can you also put up a post about us on LinkedIn? We would really appreciate
100%,
that.
100%.
And also you need to mention that you heard about Next Innings through me because my manager is here.
Oh. Okay, fine. So Vijay, I have another request. Thanks for everybody. I want to put your video on. Just say, come to us. That's my favorite. I just love to keep.
Please. Actually, all of you keep your video on. We'll take a video on.
I surely don't mind. I surely don't mind. I truly did not know you were live on YouTube. That's why I switched it off. But okay, it's for you.
Come. That's okay. Good. Awesome. See, now, there is another gentleman. I'm going to ask him as well. Team, everybody put your video on. Where is that? Oh, he's just moved out just because I'm going to ask about it? No, not quite a few. Oh, yeah.
Quite a few. Oh my God.
Okay. But so what an amazing session, team, with everybody with the faces on. Why should we just keep this off? Amazing. Oh, good. Everybody, just put your video on. Everybody. And I understand if at all you feel embarrassed, I can put my background on, then you will feel where I am sitting. So just the background is making you comfortable. So just go ahead. We all understand where we are. Just go ahead. Yes. Right? Lovely. Thank you so much, Vijay. Thank you so much. That was a really wonderful way. I wish this would have been, by looking at you, if I heard, it would have been even more impactful for me. But listening to the voice, still, I just enjoyed it. Thank you so much. And thanks, Teja and Vivek. All of you are, I would just encourage the next innings, what you said about it. It's a new thing which I got to know today. It's happy to hear as well. So in India, we call ourselves as a herd second innings. When I heard this, when I gave this name to someone, they said, is it a matrimonial site for the second marriage? So that was the first feedback I got, but now we have just established, people know that whoever wants to come back to the career, this is one of the strongest way of making that happen, right? So good that the feedback, hopefully we are changing that. It's not a post-retirement, the current one, you want to change, anybody can change over here. Thank you so much. Lovely, lovely words. And thanks, Divya. It all goes to you. And anybody has just come to PM, we owe the success team. That's a pleasure of sharing that with you today. Right? Lovely team. Thank you once again. And since I have a very less other population, I just wanted to hear Vivek or Teja, anything you wanted to share before we say bye to you? See? Sometimes you also get a special place, not the other side only. So just use the opportunity.
Nothing from my end. Thank you for the session. This was really great.
Yeah, thanks for the session, Divya. Thanks for organizing
awesome.
The rest of it. Yeah.
Have a great day for all of you. Wonderful. And keep coming and keep sharing what you wanted to hear. We wanted to bring people like Divya to just bring that best. As Vijay was saying, your network is a net worth. And this is one of the platform to make it with the comfort. You don't need to just go out and then put yourself in a discomfort. You tell us, we will see how do I catch hold of you and how do I catch hold of mentor like Divya and bring it and get the best for you. Wishing you all the best, and thanks Shilpa, thanks Divya, thanks Vijay and other people who have just been with the session. Amazing session. Love you all, and we will just see you soon. Take care. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye. Thanks, Divya. Wonderful.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Divya.
Bye.
Thank you. Great session. Thank you.